Duck Dynasty stars new movie shows family's origin. Faith, The Blind, tells the story of Phil Robertson and his struggles before he built his business. The story of the Robertsons, the family made famous by the hit AMP reality series, Duck Dynasty, is well known to most audiences. Now, a new movie, The Blind, executive produced by Willie Robertson and his wife, Corey Robertson, is shedding light on the journey of the family's patriarch, Phil Robertson, and his early struggles with alcohol before he turned his life around with the help of faith and family, including his wife, Marcia Miss K. Robertson. The story we just felt like it was important, one to show hope and redemption. But also to go back and show you how close it was to none of this happening, if them two had not stayed together, Willie told Fox News Digital. Dad's story is rough to tell. But the fact that he came through that their marriage survived that, we just thought it was a great story. I think for people hurting and people kind of losing hope, it's the story that you can say, hey, man, there is no telling what God can do with your life if you yield to Him. Corey added, had God not come into the life of this family, we would not be sitting here today. And now we're getting to actually tell the whole backstory of that, of how we came to that moment. Produced by Willie and Corey's production company. The Blind is set in 1960s Louisiana and follows Phil and Miss K's early days as high school sweethearts who marry and have several young children together. However, Phil's battles with alcoholism threaten his family in his life, and their relationship reaches a breaking point. However, with the help of faith and love, he is able to turn his life around and find his life's purpose as a father, businessman and believer. It's the story that you can say, hey, man, there is no telling what God can do with your life if you yield to Him. Willie Robertson. The film does not shy away from the darker parts of Phil's experiences and honestly showcases his lowest points before he recovers. Willie and Corey described one scene where Willie's older brothers, Jace and Al, and their uncle, C, visit Phil in the woods where he was at one point living, and see that he is almost animalistic and unrecognizable. That was a really powerful moment in the film because you can see these little boys want to see their dad, but he was in such a dark place that he couldn't even really receive them in that moment, Corey said. Phil's life changed when a pastor, at the urging of Phil's sister, reached out to him and helped him accept faith into his life. Video, he just completely changed once he yielded to the gospel, Willie said. Corey also noted that Miss K, Phil's wife now for almost 60 years, was instrumental in supporting him even at his lowest. I think when you see the film, you realize what a hero K is in the story, Corey said. I mean, she really held this man's family together. She was a single mom of 3 boys for a little while when Phil kicked her out of the house. And when the moment came that Phil did turn his life around, she truly forgave him. And so just understanding that grace and forgiveness that she offered that kept their family together and that made everything possible today has impacted our family. Had God not come into the life of this family, we would not be sitting here today. Corey Robertson. During this time in his family's life, Willie was around 2 years old and said he does not recall much of the hard times, but more of the better moments that were to come. I just remember we were so happy. We felt like we had everything in life we needed, and looking back, we were so poor, Willie said. We didn't really have anything, but we had each other. He continued, it was dominated by faith and scripture and all that. But not in a weird, strange sort of way. It was always to help others. My dad was just constantly wanting to tell other people and trying to get them out of whatever they had created for themselves like he had done. The Blind gave the chance for the family to really examine their lives and past. And even revealed never-before-known history, especially for Willie who had been so young during their tumultuous early years. Corey shared that his mom, Miss K, told her Willie was the family comedian, which surprised him. He was the one he would always try to make her laugh, like when she would be in a tough time, Corey said. They don't have money to pay the bills. And Willie's like, just being a little clown, trying to make her laugh. And she said he always helped her get through tough times just by making her laugh. That's the first time I've actually heard that, Willie said. Video. Corey was on hand most days on set as a producer, and while most of the family remained behind the scenes for the film. One member of the Robertson clan played a key role. As we were casting, we were like, we need a 2-year-old to play Willie. I was like, well, we actually happen to have a 2-year-old grandson, so he got to play that role, which is so fun, Corey said. View this post on Instagram, a post shared by Willie Robertson, at @RealWillieBashog. The Robertsons have been in the public eye since 2012, when their reality series, Duck Dynasty, debuted on AMP. However, Willie credits Corey with the idea for the show, going back to when they were first dating. She said your family should do a reality show. And I'm like, we're just normal people, she said. Y'all ain't normal, Willie said with a laugh. She said, there's nothing normal about you guys. So I think it was her bit of seeing that from outside and realize, oh, maybe there may be something here. Corey was proven more than right, because the Robertsons were approached to do a television series first on the Outdoor Channel. Then, a producer in Los Angeles spotted the series and sent an email, which eventually led to the AMP.E series, where the show became a surprise success. AMP.E had no idea it was going to be funny. No one saw it as funny. I think if you saw our pictures, it was like, oh, these are like, you know, kind of mountain guys. Willie said that he continued, and they called and said, this is not the show that we were getting. And then, the producer said, it's actually way better than the show we thought we were getting. They were like, I think this is a family show. Now, audiences will have a chance to see the serious side of their journey through faith and love on the big screen. It's very intimidating to tell your family story, Corey said. But at the very beginning of the film, as right as it starts, it says, this is a true story, and that's really what it is. It's not just kind of based loosely on a true story. It's actually the true story of the Robertson family. So we had to get it right. And, you know, the whole family was really involved in telling the story and making sure the story was told in the way that honors the story and honors the family. The Blind is in theaters September 28th.